Let's start with this one. Last night as I lay dreaming of pleasant days gone by, my mind being bent on rambling to Ireland's isle did fly. I stepped on board a vision, and I followed with a will, and I shortly came to anchor at the cross on Spancel Hill. It being on the 23rd of June, the day before the fair, when Ireland's sons and daughters were all assembled there, the young, the old, the brave, the bold, their duty to fulfill, at the little church in Clooney, a mile from Spancel Hill. I went to see my neighbours, to see what they would say. The old ones were all dead and gone, the young ones turning grey. I met with Taylor Quigley, he's as bold as ever still. Sure he used to make me breeches when I lived on Spancel Hill. I paid a flying visit to my first and only love. She's fair as any lily and gentle as the dove. She threw her arms around me, saying, Johnny, I love you still. She's Mac, the ranger's daughter, the pride of Spancel Hill. I dreamed I hugged and kissed her, as in the days of yore. She said, Johnny, you're only joking, as many a time before. A cock crew in the morning, it crew both loud and shrill, and I awoke in California, many miles from Spancel Hill.
Nice. Well done.
Yes. All right, who's going to take over now?
He's back.
He's back.
All right.
Now, Terry, you caused a disturbance in the force. You do know that.
I know that. Disturbance in the force. We felt it.
Because we didn't have David begin, which we've done since 1932, you know.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I think we should go to David then. I am muting all. And so Dave, unmute when ready.
This is called The Handsome Cabin Boy. It's of a pretty female, as you may understand, her mind being bent on rambling unto some foreign land. She dressed herself in man's attire, or so it do appear, and she signed up with her captain to serve him for a year. The captain's wife, she being on board, she seemed in great joy to think her captain had engaged such a handsome cabin boy. And now and then she'd slip him a kiss, and she would have liked a toy. But the captain found the secret of the handsome cabin boy. Her cheeks so red and rosy, and hair all in a curl. sailors often smiled and said, oh, he looks just like a girl. But eating up the captain's biscuit her colour did destroy, and the waist did swell a pretty now, the handsome cabin boy. 'Twas in the Bay of Biscay our gallant ship did plough, when soon among the quarter deck came a fearful flurry and row. They tumbled from their hammocks for their sleep it did destroy, and they swore about the groaning of the handsome cabin boy. Oh, doctor dear, oh, doctor, the cabin boy did cry, my time is come, I am undone, and I must surely die. The doctor come a-running, and he's smiling at the fun, for to think a cabin lad should have a daughter or a son. And when the sailors heard the joke, they all did stand and stare. The child belonged to none of them, they solemnly did swear. The captain's wife, she looks at him, says, my dear, I wish you joy, for 'tis either you or I has betrayed the handsome cabin boy. So each man took his tot of rum and drank success to trade, and likewise to that cabin boy that was neither man nor maid. Here's hoping the wars don't rise again, our sailors to destroy, and here's hoping for a bloody lad more like a handsome cabin boy.
Yay!
Yeah, and I will later on I will contribute another cross-dressing song. I love the cross-dressing cycle.
Get too many of those cross-dressing songs.
You know, the seas were apparently just awash with transvestite cabin boys.
Awash,
in the 18th century.
afloat.
Not to mention the gunners.
Just a suggestion on the sequencing, Terry, if I may. I think we have 3 poets with us.
Yeah.
It'd be good to space them out if you haven't done it already.
Let's see. Well, in that case,
They're fairly spacey already, some of them, so.
I'll have to rearrange a little bit. For some folks may be poets, and I don't know it, and they don't know it. Actually, thanks for the suggestion, Stuart. But I'm gonna stay on my existing thing because it's a very confusing day for me. I'm up and down and roundabout, and this will just get me more confused. So I would like to call on you next, Stuart, if you are ready. What?
Sweet.
Okay. Muting all. Mutating. Okay, and we are ready for Stuart.
Okay. You should turn yourself off, Terry.
Oh.
Anchor. Okay. I particularly like this song. It's an old chestnut in a way, but there was a great Irishman last century. He lived from 1854 to 1920, and his name was Percy French. And he was like a Renaissance man because he was a seriously good watercolor artist, a writer of poetry, a writer of songs, and a writer of operas. So he had what we call in the music, in the artistic business, he had range. And one of his most popular songs was written in 1896 called The Mountains of Mourne. And it's really a wonderfully gentle satire about a country boy from somewhere in the back of Ireland who comes to the great city of London and what he experiences there, or thinks he experiences there. And I just give for those who don't know it, one of the verses, he talks about walking down the Strand in London, very busy street, and he sees an old acquaintance from Ireland, and he is impressed by this guy because he's wearing a uniform, and he's convinced he's head of the London police force. He has tremendous powers because he has the ability to stop all the traffic with one wave of his hand. So that's the kind of rube we're talking about. But he doesn't tease him too badly. It's quite gentle. Oh, Mary, this London's a wonderful sight, with people here working by day and by night. They don't grow potatoes, nor barley, nor wheat, but there's gangs of them digging for gold in the street. At least when I asked them, that's what I was told. So I just took a hand at this digging for gold. But for all that I've found there, I might as well be where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea. I believe that when writing a wish you express has to know how the fine ladies in London were dressed. Well, if you believe me when asked to a ball, they don't wear no top to their dresses at all. Oh, I've seen them myself, and you could not in truth say if they're bound for a ball or a bath. Don't be starting such fashions now, Mary McCree, where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea. I've seen England's king from the top of a bus, and I never known him, but he means to know us. And though by the Saxon we once were oppressed, still I cheered, God forgive me, I cheered with the rest. And now that he's visited Aaron's green shore, we'll be much better friends than we've been heretofore. When we've got all we want, we're as quiet as can be, where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea. Remember young Peter O'Loughlin, of course, he's over here now at the head of the force. I met him today as I walked through the Strand. Sure, he stopped all the traffic with one wave of his hand. And as we stood talking of days that are gone, sure the whole population of London looked on. But for all his great powers, he's longing like me to be back where the North Mourne sweeps down to the sea. There's beautiful girls here, oh never you mind, with wonderful shapes nature never designed, lovely complexions, all roses and cream. But let me remark with regards to the same, but if at those roses you happen to sip, till the colour would all come away on your lips. So I'll wait for the wild rose who's waiting for me, where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea. So I'll wait for the wild rose who's waiting for me, where the mountains of Mourne sweep down to the sea.
Yay, Stuart! Yay! Lovely.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
And I am going to call on Mary Jane and her magic kazoo next. So muting all once more. You must unmute. There you go.
Okay. I'm going to do a traditional Scottish song, Ca the Yous or Ca the Yos. And it actually, I don't have a kazoo part on this one, but I do on some of the ones coming up. I'm sure that won't kill most of you. The yos tay the nose, call them where the heather grows, call them where the burning rose, my bonny dear. When I went down the waterside to see the fishes sweetly ply beneath the hazel spreading wide, and the moon that shines so clearly. When I went down the waterside, 'twas there I met my shepherd lad. He rode me sweetly in his plaid, and he called me his dear. Ah, the yos pay the nose, call them where the heather grows, call them where the burning rose, my bonny dear. You will get gowns and ribbons meet, and leather shoes upon your feet, and in my arms you'll lie and sleep, my bonny dear. If you'll but stand to what you've said, I'll come with you, my bonny lad, and you may row me in your plaid, and I will be your dear. Ah, the yos say the no, call them where the heather grows, call them where the burning rose, my bonny dear. A slight problem here, but we'll keep going. As waters wimple to the sea, while day breaks in the sky so high, till quite cold death shall bleed my eye, I shall be thy dear. Till quite cold death shall blind my eye, I shall be thy dear. Sorry about that.
Very nice, Mary Jane.
I had
Even without the kazoo.
the song sheet in backwards, and there was another song there. Whoops, that's not the song.
That's how my day is
Live,
going.
baby,
I keep
live.
jumping. I just
Easy of
was
it.
had to jump up and swap cables around and stuff. Yeah. Well, okay. Who have I got next? Who's next? Tom. Here we've got a put for sure.
It's Tom.
I am muting.
Go, David.
Okay, ready when you are.
Thank you so much. This is dedicated, the first part, to Sandy Horton, who did the Waco Word Fest yesterday. And the second part, these were Irish epic ballads, all written last night at midnight. So the first one's called Project Connect. Poets, well, normally we're hermit crabs living in other people's venues, but now there is no new normal, so we are like rats when their nests are disturbed. All our sanctuaries are closed, our gathering points gone, even libraries in Austin limited to book drop-offs. So where will we go? We will go to the Celtic Circle, we will go to art. Art has galleries and safe spaces. She will welcome us poets. So Waco Arts Fest transformed into Waco Poetry Fest, and a socially distanced day with masks on at all times allows an anthology launch, ekphrastic writings, a tour of the exhibitions, open mics and recordings of poets, also Facebook live broadcast. Now, conversations make this a conference of the best and brightest. Connection occurs and was real as well as virtual. Next step is for other poetry venues to open, as Spoken and Heard has in real and virtual aspects tonight at Kickbutt. Singularity for poets means real and virtual intermingling with music safely. We can see some light at the end of this tunnel. Largely, it's the light in each other's eyes in a hybrid and happy manner. Chatbots at midnight. Since the coronavirus, Alexa has had downtime, so research students in California have developed new chatbots to engage us humans in conversation. I come from chat books, and midnight is poet time, so last night I decided to engage with them. The first question they ask is food. What do I like? My reply is snakes and lizards gizzards. Now, surrealism is not very strong with robots, so they ask questions about the taste of snakes. Tastes like presidents is my reply. Next topic, what else do you like to do for leisure? Support changing presidents is my reply. Now, Alexa may be getting wise to my reply. She says to me, would you like me to continue? My reply, yes, change the president, please. It's now Sunday morning, and these research students are determined to be Chinese and Confucian in their excessive friendliness. Do you want to know anything more about snakes? My reply, no, Alexa, just changing presidents, please. Alexa has to admit, I'm not really sure about that. I sign off, happier, sleep deeper, having confused the singularities of our near future. Good night, Alexa. Good night, musicians.
That's great. Did you really test that out, Tom?
Last time I got this trying to engage with me, and so I thought, okay, let's play, and I surreal them out of existence. They did not know how to deal. They tried talking about lizards, gizzards, and snakes, and I kept praying back to change the president, please, change the dim light bulb, and they did not want to talk about. They really avoided the issue. So you can outwit a robot, ladies and gentlemen. They're programmed, we're not.
Yeah, I was on a team one time writing the Japanese version of the Dell shopping cart. Wow. And since we didn't know any Japanese, we kept trying to translate things on on Babelfish or something, and they would come back with translations like the fish you say to ask. And so that became our watchword. You know, if something went wrong, we just say, go ask the fish.
Realist. Fish, yeah, fish is the answer to everything. That's
yes, okay. Oh, Joe, can you favor us with a piece here? I'm going to mute everyone. And Joe, please begin when ready.
All right, I shall. I've been taking an online class with Shay Black, who's out in Berkeley, expanding your folk song repertoire. And of course, Shay being Irish, there's a fair number of Irish and Scottish songs. So this is one I learned from the class, The Darling Girl from Clare.
Is it a cross-dressing song?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is kind of a...
I think I better mute myself.
Checking out the girl's song. We were sitting on the wall upon a Sunday to watch the girls go by, and thinking we'd be married too, and one day when Kate Flynn caught our eye. Oh man, she had the makings of a fairy, and it made each boy swear. There's not one girl in the wide, wide world like the darling girl from Clare. And every man had got the finest plan you'll ever see now, barring me now. Every day there's one of them would say that you'll agree now. You'll see now. All night they'd fight as to which of them was right, on the color of her eyes and hair. But not a word from me was ever heard about the darling girl from Clare. Says begging as a father I'll be pleasing. I'll tell him the land I've tilled. I'll tell him of the cattle I have grazing, and the house I mean to build. And when he sees the arable in pasture, and the fat stock feeding there, and the hens and the chickens, he may go to the dickens for the girl from County Clare. So every man has got the finest plan you'll ever see now, barring me now. And every day, each one of them would say that you'll agree now. You'll see now. Thinks I, well then, no I haven't got a cow, of brass I've got my share. And so I know the way I ought to go about the darling girl from Clare. Says Sharky she'll be coming to the shop there to buy some sort of thing. I'll ask her if she has a mind to stop there, and should I buy the ring. And when she sees the curtains on the window, and the old clock on the stair, keeping time to the minute, no one else will be in it but the darling girl from Clare. So every man has got the finest plan you'll ever see now, barring me now. Every day, each one of them would say that you'll agree now. You'll see now. Thinks I, ye may stop till you're dead in your shop, and not a hair she'll care. With all your gold, yous never hold a hold upon the darling girl from Clare. Never said a single word about her, but I met the girl that day. I told her I could never live without her, and what had she to say? She said I should go and see her father. I met him then and there, and in less than an hour we were fighting for the dowry of the darling girl from Clare. So every man had got the finest plan you'll ever see now, barring me now. Every day, each one of them would say that you'll agree now. You'll see now. But late last night, when the moon was bright, I'd ask her if she'd share me joy and me sorrow, and me gara be tomorrow I'll be married to the girl from Clare. Me joy and me sorrow, and me gara be tomorrow I'll be married to the girl from Clare.
Yay!
Very sweet. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and then we're up to Sandy and Jeff, the Hortons, if you would. I'll mute everyone. All ready for you.
Okay, we had our dogs all going, but we got them turned off now. We heard Stuart do a traditional Irish song at one of the last songs, or one of the song circles, called "Oh Come by the Hills," and did you do that one, Stuart? I think you did. It was a really pretty song, and so we looked it up on the internet and learned that later the lyrics were written to it by W. Gordon Smith, who was a Scottish playwright in the 20th century. But this is an old traditional song. So we've done an arrangement of it for alto recorder, the first verse, and then you'll hear a guitar solo for the second verse, and then the third verse will go up to a soprano recorder, and it'll be in two different keys, I think. I'm not sure. One of us transposes one of our pieces today, and the other one transposes the other. Anyway, the words to the song, the gist of it is, come by the hills to the land where life is a song. Stand where the birds fill the air all with joy all day long, where the trees sway in time and even the wind sings. So that's what we're going to play for you today. Okay, babies. Okay. Is it one in there? Do I need to move it? Can you
Your head's got to go.
I'll write it up just a second.
1 minute.
1 minute. We're trying to get all set here. Can you see your hands in there? Okay, there we go. That's probably good. Okay.
Yay! Nice.
Lovely, lovely,
yes,
lovely.
yes. Yeah, right up to Horton standards there. Just beautiful.
Thank you for
Okay.
introducing us to that song. We'd never heard it before, and we just loved it.
Wow.
I got it from Liam Clancy.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, Joe's gone all pear-shaped on us. With your bazooki. Okay. Hortons and Jack Campbell. Will you give us a rendition?
He's great.
Muting everyone. And Jack, we're ready for you to unmute when you're ready.
Alrighty then. Good afternoon, folks. I hope everyone's doing okay today. Just a second here. All right, I have a piece here. It's called Blackthorn in the Hollow. Scald, hear me well. Hear ye these words and know the blackthorn and hear what she speaks. Fall, 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 dream time. Eons flee and time holds no sway. Remember well the age of Laeo, the day the dragon roared and the world trembled. Mansion on the hill, lamplit, Braziers flame, light cast to the sky of the velvet night, light to rival the stars of heaven. Golden sunset and white swans take flight to the westerning sea. From the high hill the sound of music and mirth. In the great hall minstrels play, and dancing feet keep time to an ancient tune. Joy and laughter, and the sowing of heart's desire. The night glows golden in the brazier's heart aflame. They do not hear, do not see, not one keeps watch. Folly. Blackthorn in the hollow, blackthorn in the grove, blackthorn in the sacred hall, blackthorn in the storm. A vineyard of nettles, a garden of brambles, a house of thorns, the walls broken down, only ramparts of blood remain. A pearl hidden in a rose, the rose in the thicket. Who shall enter, who shall seek? The Absalom tree keeps watch. The shadows whisper secrets best left unheard. There be thorns, piercing flesh, hand and soul, impaling spirit to the bone, palm and soul. The quest, the seeker reaches forth only to pull back thorns, like 1,000 evil words, each goes deep. Splintered shafts have exacted the price and ripped flesh, leaving behind their poison tips. Soon enough the wounds stink of death. Such is the way of thorns. They choke life from the garden, and the vineyard makes no wine, the fruit good for nothing. Blackthorn in the hollow, blackthorn in the grove, blackthorn in the holy hall, blackthorn in the storm. Hear ye well, teller of tales. I have seen the cloud boil, and liquid fire run in the heavens. There be thorns, but the day of change comes. A flame in the thicket, a sword in the hall, a fire unquenchable, and stubble before the wind. There be a blackthorn in the hollow. There's that.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, beautiful Jack. Okay, and now Ed Seymour. Now, Ed, I think you may be new to these sessions. Is that right? Well, here, I'm going to mute everybody, then Ed, you can unmute and introduce yourself. Okay, ready for you when you can unmute.
There, I think I'm unmuted now.
You are.
Yes, I had come to the Stone Soup sessions before. This is one group that I intended to go to and hadn't had a chance. And so Zoom brought me here. So I'm going to read a piece that says, if not Celtic, it's crap. As you can clearly see, the Celtic waltz into visions. The visions they see help us travel about. Travel for the Celtic need not go far, where the focus remains on those near to us, residing in the heart. The Celtics wander as well, but always hold on to the anchor of tradition. Handy they are with instruments of all manner, whereupon you may think manners they keep. They may indeed, or of equal chance, regale of the similarity to manners that the acts may convey, while the time of manners may bend. In the midst of Celtic, the influence of poets can space out on their own accord. Perhaps to the point poetry can become Celtic. Old country influence, these poets digging for gold, quite old, you might say. This hunt for gold takes place in London. and it applies to the beauty as it strolls past. The Celtic one has an eye that is keen. As we see today, Scottish Celts regale us with interactions of colorful relationships, journeys of life varied, poets on the charge with masks donned, poetry of light, which could change a president, which surrounds lizards, gizzards, and snakes. That's a very apt description of politicians. Folks seem to be enamored with girls of the country Clare, knowing for sure girls of Clare could be swayed. The Celtic way of life brings out song which brings you on a journey which can lead us up, around, over and back, then allows us to soar high above and see how the song wraps around us all like a true Celtic knot. The sharp edge of Celtic tales sharpen the black thorn. This thorn is much like a needle in the howl, vibrates and sings this song, a song of caution, heard by all, heeded by very few.
Thank you very much.
Nice.
Thank you for giving us back our experience with new eyes. That's beautiful.
Yes. I remember Ed does this. Yeah.
It's on the spot. He's instant.
And so now we're going to go to the descendant of the great composer. We know because he's a chip off the old Bach. I'm sure he's heard that before.
We call him Offenbach.
So I am going to hand it over to you, Chip. And we are muted and ready.
All right. If I knew a song about lizards, gizzards, and snakes, I would probably do it, but I don't. So,
you know any cross-dressing songs?
I don't know, but I will do one that's from across the ocean. Since this is the Celtic Circle, I've been kind of into the jigs here recently. I may have done this one before. If I have, I apologize, but it's hard to go wrong with a jig. So this is out on the ocean, and there is a rule when you play out on the ocean. You know, most traditional fiddle tunes are typically A-A-B-B is how they're formatted. On the second B part of this tune, there's a point where it goes up quite high. And so the rule is you're supposed to raise up out of your chair during those notes. So you'll see me do that once or twice. If I fall out of the chair, I'll try to get back up and continue to play. But here we go. Out on the ocean, it's in the key of G, and we're going to go at 90 beats per minute.
Chip. Nice one.
Thank you, thank
Very
you.
nautical, at least in the nautical theme, if not the cross-dressing theme. So I'm going to give you a nautical cross-dressing ballad, which I always play every time that Dave plays the lovely cabin boy. And this is Jackarow, which is an old English ballad that wound its way up into the Appalachians and was preserved to us by some of those folklorists and recorded by Gene Ritchie. Oh, did I mute everyone? No.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm just in here.
Stuart is committing Harry Carey again in anticipation of hearing the song again. Yes.
I'm just in here for a second.
Oh, there you are.
Making it for me.
Yeah. Are you? So you're just making a cameo here, Rick?
Well, actually, I have not compressed things enough to make a cameo. So far, it's just an indentation.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you know what they say about those cameos. The difference between a cat and a comma. You have heard this.
I'm sure I have.
A cat has claws at the end of his paws, and a comma has a pause at the end of its claws.
Right. The only one I can think of is the one on the front of the Kamei soap bar. So see you guys later.
Oh, okay. I hope everything's all right.
Yeah, medium. See ya.
Okay, well, may medium improve. See you later, Rick.
Yep. Bye.
Oops. Hold on. More adjustments. There was a wealthy merchant in London, he did dwell. He had a lovely daughter, the truth to you I'll tell. There it is. Oh, the truth to you I'll tell. Sweethearts aplenty and men of high degree, but none but Jack the sailor her true love e'er could be. Oh, her true love e'er could be. Your body I'll confine. If there's none but Jackie Frazier, can never suit your mind. Oh, will ever suit your mind. Oh dear, technical difficulties always there. girl behind. Oh, his darling girl behind. And she's gone into a tailor shop and dressed in men's array to step aboard a vessel and convey herself away. Oh, convey yourself away. Before you step on board, sir, your name I'd like to know. She smiled all in her countenance. They call me Jack Rowe. Oh, they call me Jack Rowe. Well, your waist is mighty slender, your fingers they are small. Your cheeks too red and rosy, face the cannonball. Oh, your face the cannonball. I know my waist is slender, my fingers they are small, but it would not make me tremble to see 10,000 fall. Oh, to see 10,000 fall. The war's soon being over, she's hunted all around, and among the dead and dying, her darling boy she found. Oh, her darling boy she found. She picked him up all in her arms and carried him to the town and sent for a physician who quickly healed his wound. Ah, who quickly healed his wound. This couple, they got married, so well did they agree. This couple, they got married, so why not you and me? Oh, then why not you and me?
Yes, Terry.
Hey, that was good.
Hey,
Nice, Terry.
wasn't that
Nice.
romantic?
That's a Baez classic, that one, isn't it? Among others. Yes.
Get the strawberry.
Well, now, let's see. Shall we just go into another round, or shall we take a little break? What do you think?
No, keep going, keep going.
Keep going, keep going. Okay, we shall keep going with Jim Turtelot.
Those
Okay.
two.
I am muting. And Jim, whenever you're ready.
This one's from Patrick Kavanaugh. On Raglan Road on an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair might weave a snare that I might someday rue. I saw the danger, yet I walked along the enchanted way, and I said, let grief be a dying leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November, we stood lightly along the ledge of the deep ravine where can be seen. You know what? I've lost the melody. I'm just going to do this as a poem because I've done this melody wrong. On Grafton Street in November, we tripped lightly along the ledge of the deep ravine where can be seen the worth of passion's pledge. The Queen of Hearts still making tarts, and I not making hay. Oh, I love too much, and by such is happiness thrown away. I gave her gifts of the mind. I gave her the secret sign that's known to the artists who have known the true gods of sand and stone, and word and truth. I did not stint, for I gave her poems to say, with her own name there, and her own dark hair, like clouds over fields of men. On a quiet street where old ghosts meet, I see her walking now. Away from me so hurriedly, my reason must allow that I have loved not as I should, a creature made of clay. And the angel leaves the clay, he'll lose his wings at the dawn of day.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yes, nice one.
Melody or no? Yeah. Okay, Dave, will you give us a song?
Sir. All right.
I am muting. So whenever you're ready.
This song is called The Generous Lover. There's a lot of irony in that title, by the way. And it's an interesting song. In 5 verses, you get a lot of the story. Oh, the first time I saw my love, happy was I. I knew not what love was, or how to deny, but I made too much freedom of my love's company. Saying, my generous lover, you're welcome to me. Oh, my friends and relations, they angry are all, because I have gone with you from my father's fine hall. But my friends and relations, let them all angry be. My generous lover, you're welcome to me. Oh, now, dearest Annie, I now must away. For now in this country I no longer can stay. But keep your mind easy and keep your heart free. Let no man be your sharer, my darling, but me. This poor pretty creature, she stood on the ground, with her cheeks white as ivy, and the salt tears running down, saying, Jimmy, oh Jimmy, you're the first that ever wooed me. And I'm sorry now I ever said you're welcome to me. Oh, happy's the girl that ne'er loved a man, and easy can tie up her narrow waistband. She is free from all sorrow and sad misery. That never said, my lover, you're welcome to me.
Very nice.
Very
Now,
nice.
That's a traditional song, is it? I
Far as I
remember
know.
that's a traditional song?
Far as I know.
Yeah, I remember hearing a version by Peggy Seeger.
Yeah.
I wondered. Yeah.
Dolores Keane has recorded it as well.
Well,
it's a traditional song anytime there are narrow waistbands or low aprons that suddenly grow high.
Right. Or he wants to candle the light in the bed.
Those aprons were a real giveaway.
Yeah.
Okay, Stuart, would you give us a song? I am muting. Ready?
Okay, just a couple of observations. While Jim was speaking the great poetry, I was actually playing the tune, and the spoken word over the whistle were just perfect, Jim. That was just wonderful. Only I could hear it, unfortunately. But the other one was, I just want to thank Tom for reprising Kiefer Sutherland's role in The Lost Boys of Sydney. So thank you for that. So, but seriously, This is a Tom Paxton song that became a Irish song when Finbar Fury took it over. So it's called I Will Love You. Every time I hear a sweet bird singing, I think of you and I, my love, I think of you and I. And when I hear the evening bells are ringing, I hang my head and cry, my love, I hang my head and cry. I will love you, I will love you, when we are gone. I will love you, I will love you. When we are gone. Every time I hear a soft voice humming, my heart jumps in my breast, my love, my heart jumps in my breast. And until I hear your footsteps coming, my heart can know no rest, my love, my heart can know no rest. I will love you, I will love you, when we are gone. I will love you, I will love you, when we are gone. I will love you, I will love you, when we are gone.
Lovely, Stuart, lovely.
Hey.
Thank you, thank you.
Speaking of gone, that's what I'm going to have to be. See you all.
Take care.
Bye, Jim.
Bye, Jim.
Well, Mary Jane, can we turn to you now? I'm going to mute
You
everyone.
may.
Okay, we're ready whenever.
Okay, I'm gonna do John Barleycorn Must Die, which I have understood was adopted by Robert Burns. So even though it's actually a British song, it should be considered Celtic if Robert Burns liked it and did it. And I don't think his version was a whole lot different than this one as far as the words. I got mine from Steve Winwood of Traffic, actually. So, that's about all I have to say about the song, except, oh yeah, I think it's very old. It was written in like the 1500s. There were three men came out of the west, their fortunes for to try. And these three men made a solemn vow, John Barleycorn must die. They plowed, they sowed, they harrowed him in, threw clods upon his head, till these three men were satisfied. John Barleycorn was dead. They let him lie for a long, long time, till the rains from heaven did fall. And little Sir John sprang up his head, and so amazed them all. They let him fly till the midsummer's day, till he looked both pale and wan. Oh, then little Sir John grew a long, long beard, and so became a man. They have hired men with the sight so sharp to cut him off at the knee. They rolled him and tied him around the waist, serving him most barbarously. They hired men with the sharp pitchforks to pierce him through the heart, and the loader he served him worse than that, for he tied him to a cord. They wheeled him around and around the field, till they came unto a barn. And there they made a solemn oath of poor John Barleycorn. They hired men with the crabtree sticks to strip him skin from bone, and the miller he treated him worst of all, for he ground him between two stones. Here's little Sir John in a nut brown bowl, and brandy in a glass, and little Sir John in the nut brown bowl proved the stronger man at last. For the huntsman he can't hunt the fox, nor loudly blow his horn, and the tinker can't mend kettles or pots without a little Barleycorn.
Yay!
Very nice.
Great alcohol song.
Life
One of the best.
song. Okay. So, Tom, you're next on my list. Would you give us some words? Muting everyone. All ready for Tom. Are you there, Tom? Oh, there you are. You disappeared for a moment. Whoops. Can you unmute yourself, Tom? You're looking a little confused. Maybe it's because you're hanging by your feet.
Of course,
there you are. Okay, we got you.
When I was in Wales, all I could hear was the sound of water. Water everywhere, okay? Alluvial waters and the waters of the sea outside. When I was in Cornwall, all I could enjoy was the music of the water and the waves at Cot Beach and all around Penzance, okay? This is called Waves Away. Invisible radio waves I hear from long time gone, riding surf until it white flattens sand. Waves of affection sent, received, returned. Waves of hearing and of touch, varying in intensities between us. Movement, motion, nothing settles, nothing settling. Just these pulse waves sent to aliens, even if they do not understand radio. Energy universal, kinetic over static, pressure builds up, volcanoes spurt lava down to ocean beach waves. Dynamic change, pressure builds, epidemic morphs into pandemic and waves of bodies floating refugee tides. Tides across borders, tsunami strength, every nation sees new waves of aliens until borders relent, allow them settling. This is the way we all came. By ship and air and tide, all waves of people fall. Some rise like tides until the plague hits presidents and prime ministers. Popularity falls. People rise up in waves. Change it all. I stop now. You can breathe.
Go.
Thank you. Don't get the plague, babies. Give it to the president.
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
My pleasure.
Tom, and now Joe. Is Joe still around? There you are. Oh, you've gone from pear-shaped to something far more interesting.
Yes.
But let me mute everyone. We're all ready for you.
All right, so I'm going to do a Scottish song, but still within the Celtic tradition. This is The Maid of Clanwellyn. No sheep on the mountain, no boat on the lake, no coin in my coffer to keep me awake, no corn in my garner, no fruit on my tree, yet the maid of Clanwellyn smiles sweetly on me. No sheep on the mountain, nor goats, no horses to offer, nor boats, only hens I have by me, they're 1, 2, and 3, yet the maid of Clanwellyn smiles sweetly on me. Rich Owen will tell you, with eyes full of scorn, that bare is my coat, and my hosen are torn. Scoff on my rich Owen, for faint is thy glee, when the maid of Clanwellyn smiles sweetly on me. No sheep on the mountain, nor goats, no horses to offer, nor boats, only hens I have by me, they're 1, 2, and 3, yet the maid of Clanwellyn smiles sweetly on me. The farmer rides proudly to market and fair, while the clerk at the alehouse still claims the great share. But of all our proud fellows, the proudest I'll be when the maid of Clanwellan smiles sweetly on me. No sheep on the mountains, nor goats, no horses to offer, nor boats. Only hens I have by me, they're 1, 2, and 3. Yet the maid of Clanwellan smiles sweetly on me. No sheep on the mountain, nor goats, no horses to offer, nor boats. Only hens I have by me, they're 1, 2, and 3. Yet the maid of Clanwellan smiles sweetly on me.
Cool. How'd you get the harmonies?
I got fancy gizmos.
Yeah, you got gizmos, man.
I was going to thank both of you. Yeah.
That's very nice.
Thank you.
And I try to do some gizmodo myself, but it doesn't. These harmonies doesn't work out for me.
I thought some kind of throat thing you did, some kind of Tibetan throat, you know.
Oh yeah, polyphonal singing. I've been listening to some of this on YouTube. It's weird. Yeah.
The mic and the guitar go into a box, and so the box can tell what key I'm in based on the chords I'm playing on the guitar. So that's how it's able to build the harmonies.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah.
But it's your,
It builds the harmony. You didn't. It makes the harmonies itself.
Live.
I'm impressed.
It sound like you.
With your gizmology, at least.
They blend well with me, and it only works if I play the chords right. If I mess up the chords, the harmonies go all wonky.
It's the Alexa of music, man. That's what it is.
Very good. Well, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
I am. And we're going to go now to the Hortons. Please, I'm muting everyone. So, Sandy or Jeff or both of you, please unmute, and we're ready to listen.
Well, we're going to do another song from the poet Thomas Moore, the Irish poet. He wrote The Last Rose of Summer, and I think I read that a time or two ago, and then someone said there was a song by that name, and then I think someone played it. So we looked it up and decided we wanted to play it. And so it's a little sad song, but it's very beautiful. It talks about the last rose and how when you're the last person left after everyone dies. But we're just going to play it as just a beautiful song. Most of the things everyone's playing today is telling all these stories. And since we don't have words, we're just instrumentalists. We just try to evoke emotions. So we hope this will just be a little poignant melody for you. It's The Last Rose of Summer. It's going to start with alto recorder and then go to soprano recorder with guitar. Okay.
Yay! Beautiful.
Very lovely, very Irish. Okay, so I believe that Jack is up next, if he's still with. There he is, Jack Campbell. I'm muting everyone. So ready for Jack when you can unmute.
Okay. Here we are. Let's see what I can come up with here. The past 4 years have seemed like to be a fretful, dreadful dream. All darkness and sadness and conflict. Words that probably should not have been spoken. But now, right now, in this moment, this is a day of change. This is a day when the balance shifts. This is a day when the moon grows full and you look up in the sky and you see the beginning of it all. Deep down in your bones, deep down in your soul, you know that tomorrow will come. And with one note and with one song, you join together to march along. Fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, all the way back, the line of the ancestors is full and powerful and mindful. The world tree is not severed. Everything that you know from the beginning comes to this day and this point. And there is one song, one note that matters. And you play it now.
Cool.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very powerful.
Thank you, Jack. It's Ed Seymour's turn. Ed, will you give us some? I'm muting everyone. And we're ready whenever you can unmute.
Yes, I'm running with the handicap of no mouse, which is, you never think that rodents would be inhibitors, but they can be. Let's see. Okay, so this one is off on a jig, trying our best to remain still. Nary a single person can remain without wiggle. For if they were to try, they would explode. Far better in Celtic fashion, allow the feet to follow. Celtic banjo takes us out to sea and to hear about sailing with water troubles on the mind. The Celtic touch, the dancing of a banjo, the underscoring of the value of tailoring, complete with fingers that are small. Along with a tail that was tall, the Celtic sees the danger but jumps in head first, opening up to freely give all that he had. Seeing one's true love, it matters not what friends and relatives think. Think carefully when someone says, "You're welcome to me." Song of Whistle had the will to become Irish. Some tales of Celtic may best be reserved for politicians. That was a gory one. Waves from the past, waves from the sea, marrying us and aliens, all the same. The new waves of aliens, people make waves all the time. Dazzled by the maid of Clan Welland smile. In Celtic fashion, dazed and confused. Last days of summer, all the animals emerge, celebrate the crisp morning air, the amazing ability to move midday, a day of change, root of hope. Tomorrow will come, all people, all ancestors, all things, all of us play one song, one note, here and now.
Wonderful, very contemporary.
I love the way he captures bits and pieces and synthesizes them all. That's really quite remarkable.
I'd love him to be a sports commentator doing color commentary like that. That'd be just beautiful, you know.
Swing and a miss.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, Chip, will you give us a tune? I'm muting, and we are ready.
That's a tough act to follow. That was wonderful. I changed the tuning on my guitar. I don't go to this tuning all that often, but it's a lot of fun to play in this tuning. So because I don't go to it often, I'm going to actually do kind of 2 songs back to back so I can get the most for all the work it is to get into this tuning. The first song is definitely, well, I'm not sure it's Irish. I first heard it's the Nightingale or Walking in May or the Grenadier. It's called by a number of different names, and the first time that I heard it was the Dubliners, an album that I had in the 70s, and then later on YouTube I think I actually heard James Taylor play it. So my version is like neither, but it's kind of maybe closer to how the Dubliners might have done it. So I'll do that, and then the second song I'll do just a short version of it. I'm going to add in, years ago I heard Doc Watson finger pick Bonaparte's Retreat, and so this is kind of my version of Doc Watson's version that's not really close to probably any version of Bonaparte's Retreat that you've heard before. But anyway, here we go. As I went a-walking one morning in May, I met a young couple, so fun they did stray. And one was a young maid, so sweet and so fair, and the other was a soldier in the brave Grenadier. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went walking along ago like sister and brother. They went walking along ago till they came to the sea, and they both sat down together, love, to hear the nightingale sing. Well, out of his knapsack he pulled a fine fiddle, and he played her such merry tunes that you ever did hear. And he played her such merry tunes that the valleys did ring, and softly cried the fair maid as the nightingale sang. And they kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went walking along ago like sister and brother. They went walking along ago till they came to the sea, and they both sat down together, love, to hear the nightingale sing. Now I'm off to India for 7 long years, drinking wines and strong whiskies instead of strong beers. But if e'er I return again, 'twill be in the spring, and we'll both sit down together, love, to hear the nightingale sing. Well then, said the fair maid, will you marry me? Oh no, said the soldier, however can that be? For I've my own wife at home in my own country, and believe she's the finest little maid that you ever did see. And they've kissed so sweet and comforting as they clung to each other. They went walking along ago like sister and brother. They went walking along ago till they came to the sea, and they both sat down together low to hear the nightingale sing.
Oh,
Nice, Chip. Nice.
Thank you.
classic folk pieces for one. That's great.
Very smooth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Did we get Jack? You did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, if we.
It's you. It's you.
Okay, I did my check marks here a little off, so I guess it's me. All right. Another nautical song. Muting. Okay, this is called. What is it called? It's called the Jolly. Can't remember what it's called. Jolly Roving Tar. Jolly Roving Tar, and I heard this from Frank Warner, who was a folklorist back in the '60s, who's mostly known for having discovered Frank Prophet, who gave us Tom Dooley. But Frank Warner was a great performer in his own right, and this is on some obscure little record that I've got back in the dusty archives. The Irish Rovers did a version of this, but with a completely different set of lyrics. But I guess that makes it Irish, so we'll do it. Oh, oops. Lacking a special gadget, I have to use some low technology. Oh, excuse me. Gotta put my hearing aids in banjo mode here, and my teeth in harmonica mode, as you know. Sorry. lad, just like his daddy loves the flowing bowl. A trip ashore, he does adore with a girl that's plump and round. When he's gone, it's the same old song, get up, Jack, John, sit down. Come along, you jolly brave boys, there's lots of rug in the jar. While the briny ocean with a jolly rolling tide. Gosh, I think my harmonica's out of tune. Oh well. When Jack gets in, it's then he steers through some old boarding house. He's welcomed in with rum and gin. They feed him on pork south. Yeah, attending, spending, not a fan till he lies drunk on the ground. When his money's gone, it's the same old song. Get up, Jack, John, sit down. Come along, you jolly brave boys. There's lots of room in the jar. While the briny ocean with the jolly rolling when Jack gets old and whether he be too old to roam about, so some rum shop will let him stop till 8 bells call him out. He'll raise his eyes up to the sky, saying, boys, we're homeward bound. When your money's gone, it's the same old song. Get up, Jack, John, sit down. Come along, you jolly brave boys. There's lots of room in the jar. While briny ocean with the jolly rolling tide.
Yay, Derry!
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, boys, what do you think? Another round?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
The night, the evening is young.
Right. Okay. Well, we shall begin again. Well, I would begin with Jim, but I think he's gone. Oh, who's your friend, Joe?
Had to get my harmonica player going here.
Ah.
Oh, you've got a mechanical harmonica. I should know you would have this.
That is cute.
Yes, very good.
You know, if you had false teeth, you could make a set made as harmonicas.
Well, that's an idea.
I mean, I think there's an invention there.
Okay. Okay, Dave, I think it's your turn.
All right.
Muting. And we are ready.
The theme that seems to be coming round for me today is songs about men and women working at cross purposes, you might say. So here's another one in that theme. It's called The Crafty Maid's Policy. Oh, listen a while and I'll sing you a song of 3 merry gentlemen riding along. They met a fair maid, to her they did say, we're afraid this cold morning will do you some harm. Oh no, kind sir, you're sadly mistaken, to think this cold morning will do me some harm. There's one thing I crave, it lies twixt your legs. If you'll give me that, it will keep me warm. Well, since you do crave it, my dear, you shall have it. If you'll come with me to yonder green tree, and since you do crave it, my dear, you shall have it. I'll make these two gentlemen witness to be. And straightway he lighted, and straightway she mounted, and looking the gentleman hard in the face, says, "You knew not my meaning, you wrong understood me," and away she went galloping down the long lane. "Oh, gentlemen, lend me one of your horses, that I may ride after her down the long lane. If I overtake her, I warrant I'll make her return unto me my own horse again." But when this young girl she saw him a-comin', she instantly then took her pistols in hand, saying, "Doubt not my skill, but you I would kill. I'll have you stand back, or you are a dead man. Oh, why do you spend your time here in talking? Oh, why do you spend your time here in vain? Come, give her a guinea, it's what she deserves, and I warrant she'll give you your horse back again." "Oh, no, my kind sir, you're sadly mistaken. If it is his loss, well, it is my gain, and you are a witness that he give it to me." And away she went galloping over the plain.
Very nice.
Where do you find these songs? These are great.
Let
You
them
live long enough to learn a lot of songs.
Yeah.
That one came off of an album by Frankie Armstrong called "Lovely on the Water."
Ah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I got distracted there. So I believe Stuart's up next. Okay, we ready now?
Okay. Yeah, this is one I learned from Dave, and I'm a little shy to do it because he does a great version of this on his banjo. But it's one of the songs that about that mythic image in many Irish songs about a beautiful Irish maiden who's healthy and young and attractive, and a young man comes across her in the middle of the field on the seashore, and then suddenly, just when he wants to be more familiar with her, she disappears. And that's not just a story that happens to young men. It's also a story about how that true and beautiful unified island is always you can see it. It's a vision of beauty, and it's always out of reach. It always disappears. It's called Erin's Green Shores. And this version was from the folk songs of the Catskills, which meant there were some really, really lonely Irishman there who missed his homeland. Goes like this. On a bright summer's evening I ramble along by a clear purling stream. Oh, down by the banks of primroses, when I quickly fell into a dream. I dreamed I saw a fair damsel, her equal I'd never seen before. She seemed to sigh for her country as she strayed along Erin's green shores. Her cheeks were like two blooming roses, teeth of an ivory so white. Eyes were like two sparkling diamonds, or a star on a cold winter's night. She was dressed in the riches of tidings, green was the mantle she wore, bound round with shamrocks and roses that growed along Erin's green shore. Fastly I stepped to the fair maiden, boldly I asked her name. Knowed she were in the midst of great danger, or I would not have asked her the same. I'm the daughter of Daniel O'Connor, from England I've lately sailed o'er, come to warn my true brothers of the dangers along Erin's green shore. She was dressed in the riches of tidings, green was the mantle she wore, bound round with shamrocks and roses that growed along Erin's green shore. When I awoke from my slumber, found that it all but a dream, found that the dear one had left me, I longed to be slumbering again. May the great God of heaven direct her, I may never see her no more. May the great God of heaven protect her as she strays along Erin's green shores. She was dressed in the riches of tidings, and green was the mantle she wore, bound round with shamrocks and roses that growed along Erin's green shore.
Lovely, Stuart, lovely.
Complete with the dramatic ending.
I forgot to mute myself. I hope I didn't interrupt any of that. But yeah, so.
Adios. We're heading out at 4 o'clock.
Oh,
so
okay.
We'll see you next week.
I was about to say, you have time for another song, but it's about 1 minute, I guess.
Oh, well, I don't want to interrupt someone when we head out. Next week, I'm going to be out of town performing in Oklahoma, so we'll miss out next week. But we'll see you the next week. We'll miss
you, but we'll look forward to your return.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Okay. Bye-bye, Sandy and Jeff.
Bye.
Okay, so there you go. Stuart, Mary Jane, is she still here? No, she's gone again. I thought she dropped out and rejoined, but she's gone again. That's
a side con song, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, they're falling off. Tom's gone. Joe's still around, isn't he? Yeah, there's Joe. You want to take a turn? I am muting. And now, Joe, we're ready for you.
All right. So here's another new song from my Shade Black class. It's about a girl that goes out to collect some nuts, and she may not have all her nuts. Come all you jolly fellows and listen to my song. It is a little ditty and it won't detain you long. It's of a brisk young damsel who lived down in Kent, and she arose one morning and she a-nutting went. With me right ball doll and a doll doll doll, whack for the dear old day. And what few nuts this poor girl had, she threw them all away. Now it's of a brisk young ploughboy, a ploughing of his land. He spoke unto his horses and gently bid them stand. And he sat down upon his plough and he began to sing. And he sang so melodiously it made the valleys ring. With me right ball doll and a doll doll doll, whack for the dear old day. And what few nuts this poor girl had, she threw them all away. It's of this brisk young damsel a-nutting in the wood. His voice was so melodious, it charmed her as she stood. She had no longer any will in that lonely wood to stay. And what few nuts she had, poor girl, she threw them all away. With me right ball doll and a doll doll doll, whack for the dear old day. And what few nuts this poor girl had, she threw them all away. Then she came to young Johnny as he sat on his plow. She said, young man, I really feel I cannot tell you how. So he took her to some shady grove and gently laid her down. She said, young man, I think I see the world go round and round. With me right fall dull and a dull, 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 whack for the dear old day. And what few nuts this poor girl had, she threw them all away. Then Johnny went back to his plow to finish of his song. He said, no, pretty damsel, your mom will think it wrong. But as they walked across the field, she on his arm did lean. She said, young man, I think I see the world go round again. With me right fall dull and a dull, 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 back for the dear old day. And what few nuts this poor girl had, she threw them all away. Now all you brisk young maidens, attend unto my rhyme. If you should a-nutting go, I pray get home on time. For if you should stay too late and hear the plowboy sing, you might have a new farmer to raise up in the spring. With me right fall dull and dull, 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 whack for the dear old day. And what few nuts this poor girl had, she threw them all away.
All right, Joe. Yay!
That was great. I've never heard that one before.
That's just nuts.
Yeah, okay.
Nutty girl.
I'd like to see the world go round again.
Nuts and wild oats, I think. Isn't it? Nuts and wild oats, something like that.
Is that what the plowboy was farming? Oats?
I think I was saying his sowing his wild oats. I think so.
So, Jack, can we call on you? I am muting. So when you are ready, you may unmute.
Okay.
You're already there. Okay.
Here we go. Ah, the night is beautiful. Come, my lass, my dark-haired lass, please take my hand and let us dance the night away. Let us dance until the stars moan and the moon weeps, because tomorrow I sail to lands far away. Come, dance with me this night, and let us wake in each other's arms. Comes dawn, early light. Come, dance with me. Let me bow over your hand. Let me be your sovereign. Let me be your kind man. Walk with me and dance. Let us live this life together. Let us wander the path through the dark woods and come out into the heather. Let us lay beneath the stars and let us dream different dreams. But when the morning comes, let us be together. When the sea sings her own song. Hope that was a little bit different.
Mighty fine, man. Mighty fine.
Very nice.
Very nice.
That was me. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm going to call on Chip next. Who knows? Chip may sing something that'll end up in Ed's poem. So we'll let Chip go next. Muting.
All right. Well, I don't know. I wasn't going to sing one. So this will put the pressure on. I was going to do actually another Irish tune, and then I changed my mind, and I thought I'm going to do a tune. It was written by Bill Monroe, and it's called Land of Lincoln. And when asked, he said, that's because Lincoln was born in Kentucky, son. So anyway, it's called Land of Lincoln. It's one of the very obscure Bill Monroe tunes. You may or may not have ever heard it. And I'll only do it through 3 times because it has 3 parts. It actually modulates keys, so it's kind of fun to do. I learned this from a dear friend of mine named Jerry Oland, who plays banjo up and now lives in Massachusetts. Here we go, Land of Lincoln. Whoops, wait a minute. You got to fix the mic. Sorry. Get it down here closer to the mandolin. Here we go.
Lovely, lovely.
Thank you. Land of Lincoln.
Great stuff.
Tree. Terrific. And here's the mysterious Mary Jane Ford who keeps appearing. And
I was having internet problems, and
oh, yeah.
if I go off again, then that's what's going on. I never got back long enough to mention it to say anything.
Well, we better get down to it while your connection lasts. So I'm going to mute everybody and let you play. Muting. All ready.
Well, thanks for saving me a slot. And I was going to do Kilgary Mountain. I know Joe did a version several months ago, but this is a different version than Joe's. The names of the characters have changed in this version, and that the tune's a little different too. So I don't feel too guilty doing it. As I was walking up on Kilgary Mountain, I met with Colonel Pepper and his money he was a-counting. I drew up me pistols and I rattled up me saber, saying, "Stand and deliver, for I am a bold deceiver, who shall ring up your dog." Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. The money in me hand, it looked so neat and jolly. I took it right straight home for to give to my Molly. She swore that she loved me and she never would deceive me. But the devil's in the women and they always lie so easy. Dum-dum-dum-dum. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I went to my chamber to prepare myself for slumber, dream of golden jewels, and sure it is no wonder. But Polly took me pistols and she filled them up with water. She sent for Colonel Pepper to make ready for the slaughter, but shall bring him to a dog. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. I woke next morning early, between 6 and 7, with guards around me bed in both numbers, odd and even. I flew to me pistols, but alas, I was mistaken. I couldn't shoot the water, and the prisoner I was taken. Who shall ring him drum down? Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. They threw me into jail without a judge or writing for robbing Colonel Pepper up on Kilgary Mountain. But they didn't take me fists, so I knocked the jailer down. And I bid myself adieu to that jail in Sligo town. Shall bring up your dog. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Now some gets their delight in the boxing and the bowling, and some gets their delight in the hurling and the rolling. But I gets my delight from the juice of the barley, and a courting pretty girls in the morning so early. Who shall ring up your dog? Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the there's whiskey in the jar.
All right, Mary. Yay.
Very rousing
And
old
before the
song
internet
that.
connection set.
Okay, so I guess we'll go to Ed. Are you ready, Ed? I am muting. See if you can tame your mouse enough to.
There we go. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so this one is entitled Not Close to any version heard thus far. Suspended in air, allowing us to soar. With merry tunes of nightingale offered the rhythm. Moving along to floating on spirits distilled in Celtic fashion. Then as quick as a snap of a whip, we move to the dance of a jig. All in the seldom used but lonely key. Hearing aids in banjo mode, teeth sinking into harmonica, voices all surround us. Weird turns they take, allowing us lyrics very varied in old boarding house misgivings in the realm of spoken word. As a mistake, a young man loses more than is gained. A horse once ridden becomes a distant vision. Enchanted by shamrocks and roses, a vision of her vanished. A nutting we go, and then we stop and toss them all away. The land of Lincoln, according to Bill Monroe, as interpreted by Chip in 2020, seems to be a part jig, moving the audience, time honored with a mandolin out on a dance, permeating us all, feet moving, evoking thoughts of time travel. The tale of a soldier on the take, whose loot was taken. All the while, the whiskey remained in the jar.
Yeah, well done, sir. Well done, sir.
Well said.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
Okay, well, I guess I shall do one. And this seems to be an Irish song that washed up on the shores of the Cumberland Mountains. And on the voyage over, it must have been a rough voyage because it seems to have lost a few verses. Because the song doesn't make much sense. There's clearly gaps, and it seems like the whole in part is, been lost to us. But it's enough to get the general idea. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's called the Cumberland Gap, I think, is what it is.
Yeah, right. That's the Cumberland Gap. And so it's funny. It starts out, and the guy seems to be on the farm, and then all of a sudden he's in the army. And he seems to be undergoing the equivalent of basic training from the 17th century, right? And he goes on for a while, and then the song's over. But here it is. It's called Mush Tootin'. 9 years ago, I was digging on the land with my brogues on my feet and my shovel in my hand. Mush tootin' nanny a, mush a rag and fall a day. Ring fall a tootin', mush tootin' nanny a. Well, the first thing they give me, it was an old gun, and I jammed that trigger right under my thumb. Mush tootin' nanny a, mush a rack full of day, mush a rang full of tootin', mush tootin' nanny a. Well, first she gave a fire, and then she gave a smoke, and she gave my shoulder a hell of a jolt. Mush tootin' nanny a, mush a rang full of day, rang full of tootin', mush tootin' nanny a. Next thing they give me, what you reckon was that? Was a mushroom feather waving at me hat. Mush tootin' nanny a, mush a rang full of day. A shrine full of tootin' mash tootin' nanny a. Well, the bullets was thick and the smoke was hot. I was afraid to shoot. I was afraid of getting shot. Mush tootin' nanny a, mush a rack full of day, mush a rang full of tootin' mash tootin' nanny a. And that's that.
Nice.
And then he died. Okay.
And then he died. And then he died.
Kerry, the original of that is an Irish song called The Kerry Recruit.
Ah, yeah, I think you told me that before and I'd forgotten it. Yeah.
Verse is the one that goes, I buttered my brogues and shook hands with my spade, and I went to the fair like a dashing young blade. Along comes the sergeant and asks me to list. I'll a sergeant a gra, stick a bob in me fish.
Yeah, that's terrific.
Shilling, Queen Shilling.
Yeah, Dave, would you do me a favor and type that into the chat, just the title, and I can look it up because
I can send you a picture of the pages of the book that it's in.
Okay, very
Did
cool.
you get that? Did you get those pictures I sent you?
I did. I couldn't dig the book up, but I got the picture.
Good. So you can send that to everybody.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's our third time around, and I know we like to go till the whiskey runs out.
That's right.
Yeah. we got 40 minutes. 40 minutes.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm wondering, since I have to go and cook some dinner, I'm wondering if Stuart would take over for me.
Yeah, give me the reins.
Okay, I will give you the reins. Oops. Hold on. Stuart, there you are.
Now we go to the participant page. Is that right?
That's correct. And
okay, I got it.
Yeah, one other request is, if I'm not around, if you will push there'll be a button that says end, and you push that and it will say end meeting for all. So do that and that'll end the recording.
Okay, I can also do the stop recording button too, but whatever. I'll figure it out.
Whatever.
Okay, thank you, Terry, for...
I may hang around a little bit. We'll see.
We just got a few minutes left, so we're going to go right away to David, and I'm going to mute everybody. Mute. Oh, here we go. Boom.
No. All right. To continue with my theme of men and women working at cross purposes, so to speak. This is called The Blacksmith. Blacksmith courted me 9 months and better. A fairy won my heart, wrote me a letter. With his hammer in his hand, he looked so clever. And if I was with my love, I'd live forever. Oh, where has my love gone, with his cheeks like roses, and his good grey billy cock on, decked with primroses? I'm afraid the foreign sun will burn and mar his beauty. And if I were with my love, I'd do my duty. Strange news has come to town, strange news is carried. Strange news flies up and down, that my love is married. I wish them both much joy, though they can't hear me. And if I were with my love, I'd do my duty. What did you promise me when you lay beside me? You said you'd marry me and not deny me. If I said I'd marry you, 'twas only to try you. So bring your witness, love, and I'll not deny you. Oh, witness have I none, save God Almighty, and may He reward you well for the slighting of me. Her lips grew pale and wan, it made her poor heart tremble, for to think she loved but one, and he proved deceitful.
Very nice. Wonderful.
The blacksmith.
Yes. There's a nice Steel Eyes fan version of that too. I always enjoyed them.
Very nice, very, very nice. All righty, moving right along. Oh, it's me, it's me. What a surprise. Okay, I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, it's such a complicated machine they give me here. So, thank you, Terry. This is a fairly classic contemporary Irish song. It's about it's an old song, but it's about a servant boy who got lucky. And the servant boy is Matt Hyland. There is a lord live in this town who had a fair and lucky daughter. She was courted by a handsome man who was a servant to her father. But when her parents came to know, they swore they'd ban him from the island. This maid, she knew that her heart would break had she to part with young Matt Hyland. Straightway into her love she went, and then into his his room to wake him. Sang, arise, my love, and go away. This very night you will be taken. I overheard my parents say, in spite of me, they would transport you. Arise, my love, and go away. I wish to God I'd gone before you. They both sat down all upon the bed, oh, for the sight of one another. And not one word did either speak, till down her cheeks the tears did shower. She laid her head upon his breast, around his neck her arms entwined then. No duke, nor earl, nor ward I'll wed. I'll wait for you, my own mad Highland. How can I go away, my love? How can I go without my wages? Without one penny of my own, just like some low and lonesome vagrant. Here's 20 guineas in bright gold, that's far much more than father owes you. Take it, love, and go away. You know right well I do adore you. The Lord conversed with his daughter fair, one night above in her bedchamber. Sang, I'll give you leave for to bring him back, since there's no one can win your favour. She wrote a letter in great haste, with him her heart was still repining. They brought him back, to the church they went, and made a lord of young Ned
Yay! True love victorious.
Local boy does good. Okay, let me open everybody up here.
That's great.
Thank you, thank you. Unmute everybody. Okay. All right. Thank you. Next is Mary gone again. Mary gone again. Okay.
That sounds like a title of a song.
Yeah. Okay, Joe B, it's be your turn. I'm muting everybody. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Mary, are you there?
I'm
Hey.
here.
Okay. Okay, Mary, you're up. I'm muting everybody.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you. I had another outage. I think I'll try to do my shorter song, which is The Wild Rover.
This is the beauty of live music and live entertainment. It's real. Okay, so I'm going to mute everybody and then I'll tell you when you're up. Here we go.
Okay.
Mute all. Yes. Okay.
Unmute.
So you unmute yourself.
I already did. And that leaves you. Okay, you're good. You're good. Okay, well, this is the Wild Rover, and I hope I can get through it without another outage on the computer, but we shall see. I've been a wild rover for many a year, and I spent all me money on whiskey and beer. But now I'm returning with gold and great store, and I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I went to an alehouse I used to frequent, and I told the landlady my money was spent. I asked her for credit, she answered me nay. Such custom as yours I could have any day. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I took from my pockets 10 sovereigns fly, and the landlady's eyes opened wide with delight. She said, I have whiskey and wines of the best, and the words that I told you were only in jest. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. I'll go home to my parents, confess what I've done, and I'll ask them to pardon their prodigal son. And when they caress me as oft times before, I never will play the wild rover no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more. And it's no, nay, never, no, nay, never, no more will I play the wild rover. No, never, no more.
All right, Shay. Yeah. Wild Rover.
All right, there we go. All right, that was great. That was lively, lively, lively.
Yes, live. I like to end on something lively.
Joe and I got some claps in there for you.
Yeah, I appreciated it. Sometimes I ask people to do the knocks for me, but I finally figured out how to do them myself if I was stuck.
With Zoom, yeah. You got to do it yourself. All right, Joe's up. Let me I'll mute everybody. Just a moment. Mute all.
All right, so this is another song I learned from Pat Broders at O'Flaherty's, The Man from Tralee. Come gather round, shipmates, and listen to my song, and I hope you'll bear with me, I won't keep you long. I'll tell of a man that I used to know, and his only desire was to sail the seas o'er. But the sea shows no mercy, oh cruel is the sea, and it's well I remember the man from Tralee. This man that I knew, he had sailed on them all, from the big deep sea trawlers to the crabbers so small. In all of his years, he had sailed all around, from the east to the west, to the north to the south, from St. George's Channel up to the North Sea. And it's well I remember the man from Tralee. Boston Sea Ranger was the ship's name, and she carried a fine crew of 8 men so brave. She carried them over the sea and the waves, and she carried 5 men to a watery grave. One night in December, Sea Ranger she sailed, and taking a big haul, she met with her fate. Her fish hold was loaded, she could take no more, and the decks they were laden like never before. But then, without warning, she took a big sea, and it's well I remember the man from Tralee. Boston Sea Ranger was the ship's name. She carried a fine crew of 8 men so brave. She carried them over the sea and the waves, and she carried 5 men to a watery grave. So God watch the souls who were lost to the waves, and all of those seamen who tomorrow must sail. For the sea shows no mercy, oh cruel is the sea, and it's well I remember the man from Tralee. Boston Sea Ranger was the ship's name, and she carried a fine crew of 8 men so brave. She carried them over the sea and the waves, and she carried 5 men to a watery grave. Yes, she carried 5 men to a watery grave.
Hey, Joe, all right, yeah.
Thank you.
David's the most David jumps in on the last note to applaud, man. It's just, it's like a groupie out there. That was great. Okay, this is Chip's turn, and then Ed will follow with Ed's kind of like the cleanup wordsmith in the team, you know, in the 9th inning. So we're gonna go with Chip, and I'm gonna mute everybody. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
All right.
All right. Oh, yours, Chip.
Thanks, sir. All right. So I thought about doing another one in that open tuning, but I decided I was going to do this one instead. This is one that there's a couple songs that I have about the Northwest. One of them is about the Clackamas River, floating the Clackamas. I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do this one. This one is, I guess it maybe could pass for an Irish tune by the way it sounds. I'm not sure. Most of the tunes that I write are kind of a conglomeration, but this is called Fog on Cape Lookout. Cape Lookout extends out about 2 or 3 miles out, and I went out there with my daughter about a year ago. I went out. She lives in Portland. She's a nurse in a Portland hospital right now. And I went out to the Northwest and visited with her for about a week, and I made it about halfway out. It was about as far as I could make it before I told my daughter it's probably time to turn back around, because it's quite a hike getting out there. But anyway, this is called Fog on Cape Lookout. Here we go.
Yeah, nice,
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great.
That's terrific.
You really got that mandolin singing today, chap.
Well, thank you.
Beautiful.
Some days are better than others.
All right, Ed. I will mute everybody, and then it's over to you. So, mute all. There we go. Mute me.
Okay. So this next one is starting off with the title of Men and Women Engage. Blacksmith, 9 months of courting, won the heart. Blacksmith, strange news, already married. Love between the maid and the servant. Despite parental discord, the maid ran to her love. True love, seen by the dad, relented he did. Married they are now. Wild Rover. Spent all the money on whiskey and beer, seeing the error of the ways, bending back the reputation of Wild Rover. No more, never, no, never, no more. Tales of the man from Tripoli, who sailed all about. The sea shows no mercy. The sea carried 5 men to a watery grave. And then this last one that I just heard brought back a lot of memories of Oregon. Fog on Cape Lookout. Starting at the crack of dawn, fog. So thick you can barely see the foot. Walking on trust. Trust you can make it back. Assured that when you arrive, the views will be stunning. Memories of 5 years in Oregon rushing back with a concerted focus on the amazing coast. Hearing the crash of waves and the smell of salt.
All right, Ed.
Yes.
Great stuff.
That was
Great
very good.
stuff.
Very, very good indeed.
Yeah.
All right, we got 10 minutes, 12 minutes. That's 5 songs, right? No. Let's go with David. Let me mute everybody. There we go. There we go. Come on, machine. Mute all. Yes. Okay, David, it's over to you.
Okay, to continue with the theme, men and women at cross purposes. This is called the Saucy Sailor. Come, me own love, come, me fair one, come now unto me. Could you fancy a poor sailor lad who is just come from sea? I can fancy no poor sailor lad, no poor sailor lad for me. For to cross the briny ocean is a terror to me. And your ragged love, and your dirty love, and your clothes smell like the tar. So be gone, you saucy sailor, so be gone, you Jack Tar. If I'm ragged, love, and I'm dirty, love, and my clothes smell like the tar, I have silver in my pockets, love, and a gold a great store. And when she heard him say this, On her bended knee she fell. I will marry my dear sailor lad, for I love him so well. Do you think I am foolish, love? Do you think that I am mad? For to wed with a poor servant girl when a fortune's to be had. I will sail the briny ocean, love. I will whistle and sing. And since you have had the offer, love, some other girl will wear the ring. For I am frolicsome and I am easy, good-tempered and free. And I don't give a single damn, me love, what the world thinks of me.
Yeah.
Another good one.
Thank you.
I'm going to do just a short one, and then Dave will take us out with the with the usual. So I'm going to mute everybody, and here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Mute all. Okay. Just want to say I have a dog here who's every Sunday, every time we do this on Sundays, she just sits there with an amazement that we can sit in one place for 3 hours. It's outside her realm. Anyway, this is a nice little lullaby from the Seekers did this in the 60s. It's called Eric Say Love Lilt. If you hear the baying in the background, it's not the seals, it's my dog. Mary oh, Harold Van O, Mary oh, how many, Mary oh, sad am I without thee. When I'm lonely, dear white heart, like the night and wild the sea, by the light my foot finds the old pathway to thee. Mammy oh, oh, van oh, Mammy oh, van oh, vanny, Mammy oh, oh, sad am I without thee. Thou art music of my heart, harp of joy, O Crumacree, moon of guidance by night, strength of light art thou to me. Mammy oh, how van oh, Mammy oh, how vanny, Mammy oh, oh, sad am I without thee. In the morning when I go to the white and shining sea, in the calling of seals, thy soft calling to me. Mammy oh, how van oh, Mammy oh, how vanny, Mammy oh, sad am I without thee.
Lovely, lovely.
Beautiful,
beautiful.
Hang on. Okay. All right, Dave, I think we take us out now.
All right, then. So we'll do the song The Parting Glass, and we'll follow that up with the jig Happy to Meet and Sorry to Part.
Okay, let me mute everybody, and then I'll mute you.
That's happy to meet, not happy to mute.
Right you are, Terry. All the money that e'er I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm that I ever did, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can recall. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, if I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in this town, who sorely has my heart beguiled. Her rosy cheek and ruby lip, I own she has my heart in thrall. So fill to me the parting glass, good night and joy be with you all. Oh, all the comrades I ever had, they're sorry for my going away. And all the sweethearts I ever knew, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll softly rise and I'll gently call, good night and joy be with you all. I'll gently rise and I'll softly call, good night and joy be with you all.
Hurrah!
See you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, song circle on Saturday, and then Stone Soup a week from Sunday.
Yeah.
There you go. Bye now.
Bye. Terry, you going to turn this off or am I going to turn
You
this
have
off?
to turn it off because you're the host. I can't do it.
So I'm gonna turn it off in 5, 4,
4,
3, 2, 1. Bye.